Polo TV there. Polo TV. L K.
warm welcome to Smith's Lawn as the band of the Yorkshire Volunteers lead the teams for the 2015 Royal Salute Coronation Cup. The first year that the Coronation Cup is being sponsored by Royal Salute, and we wish them and all their guests a very warm welcome and a huge thank you for their generous support of the Coronation Cup. The band of the Yorkshire Volunteers is led onto the field by their drum major, WO2 Dave River, and in the ranks, their director of music, Major Jack Polo. They're marching on to the strains of Wellington, most appropriate in this, the 200th anniversary of Waterloo. There's been plenty of celebrations this year to commemorate that 200th anniversary, and so we listen to Wellington as the band of the Yorkshire Volunteers bring our two teams onto the field. Our two umpires, JJ Diaz-Alberdi and Peter Wright, follow on behind the band, and our two teams, the English team, James Bye, Luke Tomlinson, Max Charlton and Luke Tomlinson, and the South American team, Jose Clemin, Manuel Fernandez Llorente, Rodrigo Andrade, and Jaime Garcia Huidobro. There'll be more of that in just a minute, but for the moment, we finally go aloft. Had a little hiccup here on the cherry pick of the day. Nice. And the band will move forward now in front of the Royal Box as the two teams will parade round the field on the far side, led by the two umpires for today, Jaime 2014, Argentina beat England 13-8. 2013, England beat America 12-11 for the West India Cup. In 2012, England beat South Africa 9-8. 2011, it was the turn of Brazil, who went down by 8 goals to 6. And Rodrigo Andrade was in that Brazilian team. He's here today, having played in the Brazilian team in 2011. And I think it's a great spectacle to have them here. And as they come in front of the stands, can you show your appreciation for our two teams? From Chile is the one who's on the dancing pony, as befits his owner, also a little bit of a dancer. The big occasion can so very often get to these ponies. You will notice the sticker on the right rear quarter of Jaime's pony. That denotes that this is a retrained racehorse. There's no prize being given this afternoon. There was a prize given for the best retrained racehorse this morning. But this afternoon, it just portrays the retrained racehorses. Every year some 4,000 of them come out of racing, and it's a great credit to that charity, the retraining of racehorses. They put so much into getting them into the game of polo. So as the two teams now follow the umpires, they'll take post in front of the royal box, and shortly the stage will be set. Just wait for our two teams to take post. Ladies and gentlemen, please be upstanding for the national anthem. As the Director of Music, Major Jack Bowden, breaks the national anthem. It's time for the introductions, and I'm going to hand you over to Greg Keating and Carl Martinez for the introductions of our two teams today.
Thank you, Jamie, and hello everybody, and welcome. These boys are keen to get on with this game here now, and I will introduce the players to you. May I ask you to give each individual a huge hand as I call their name. I will call the guest team first, which is South America. I'm playing for South America. In the number 1 position, his handicap is 4 goals. Jose Clabin from Brazil. And number 2, his handicap is 6 goals. Manuel Fernandez Llorente. And number 3, handicap 9 goals. Rodrigo Andrade. A young England side that won his first time captaining at the Coronation Cup. He takes the number 1 position.
Royal Salute Coronation Cup here at Guards Polo Club near Windsor. We're just presenting the two teams that are facing each other this year, which are England and South America. Just presenting the England team. Here's Mark Tomlinson playing for England in his 10th Coronation Cup. We've got the young Max Charlton, 25 years old, his first ever Coronation Cup. It was a year of a lot of adrenaline for him as he's played in his first high goal tournaments and is now playing for the first time in the Coronation Cup representing the England team. This is Luke Tomlinson in his 13th Coronation Cup, the former captain who stepped down to relieve himself of a little bit of pressure while he plays some high goal for other teams this season. Two umpires, JJ Alberti and Peter Wright, are on the field. They're all mic'd up, ready to communicate with the third man, who will be Tim Bowen. Peter Wright, who was the first ever non-Argentine this year, last year, to umpire the Argentine Open in Palermo. JJ Diaz Alberti, the brother of the famous 10-goaler Piqui Alberti. So an incredible match, an incredible contest. We've got an extremely strong South American team. We'll use the names of these players in just a moment. 6 chukkers, 7.5 minutes each. After the 7th minute, the 30 seconds will play out if the ball doesn't leave the field or the umpire doesn't blow the whistle. This is Luke Tomlinson now. Like I say, a veteran of many, many Coronation Cups. He's lifted more than he's watched being lifted. Played a superb role as number 4 for the Saltkeld high goal team this year. In fact, every single England player this year featured in the high goal tournaments in the Queen's Cup and Gold Cup. James Byrne was playing for La Indiana. They actually only played in the Gold Cup. Mark Tomlinson was playing for Apes Hill, that were kicked out in the semi-finals of the Gold Cup. This is Mark now, younger brother of Luke Tomlinson. Max Charlton played for Sifani team that unfortunately didn't make it through to the quarterfinals of either of the 2 big Grand Slams, the Queen's Cup or the Gold Cup. But it was his first high goal season, and an absolutely stunning player, 25 years old, 7 goals, going all the way. And this is James Byrne, this year's captain of the England team. He's put himself up at number 1, the position, the favoured position of Adolfo Cambiasso and Facundo Perez, the 2 best players in the world. And as you can see, the little white spot on the hindquarters of these horses, that signifies a retrained racehorse. So we're going to see plenty of fast-paced action here on the Queen's ground, Smith's Lawn, here at Guards Polo Club. As the game gets underway, we've got the band just playing out their last number. And then we'll get going with this versus due by the HBA, the Hurlingham Polo Association. Today behind the Coronation Cup. And there it is, what a glorious trophy that is. You can see the snakes for handles, and of course the crown, the Coronation Cup. It's had a very disparate history. The Coronation Cup hasn't always been played consecutively. It was only played for the first time here at Guards in 1971, and then there was a large break. And obviously its origins have been spread out all over the country. We've got 2 very level teams with some big differences between the 2. So the outcome won't be easy to predict, but what's interesting is that we have an 8 and a 9 goaler featuring for South America. We've got this amateur player of 4 goals here, Jose Clabin from Brazil, playing at number 1, and Manuel Fernandez Llorente playing with 6 goals. But Rodrigo Andrade and Jaime Garcia Huidobro both represent their countries as the best players. So Jaime Garcia Huidobro is actually the best player in Chile with an 8-goal handicap. Rodrigo Andrade is by far and away the best player in Brazil with a 9-goal handicap. He's been playing for the Sakara team, which got knocked out in the semi-finals of the Gold Cup. Jaime Garcia Huidobro not getting a high goal run this season, but an extremely talented player that played for Magual in the Argentine Open. last year in November. So he's Chilean, Rodrigo Andrade is Brazilian, as is Jose Clabin, and Manuel Fernandez Llorente from Los Lobos in the province of Buenos Aires, Argentina. So South America very well represented. This is by no means a weak team, but only one of their players getting a run in the high goal this season, as opposed to all four of the England players featuring in high goal teams. James Byam for La Indiana, Mark Tomlinson for Abe's Hill, Max Charlton for Sefani, and Luke Tomlinson for Salkeld. So they'll be in the zone, as it were, for the high goal polo. But that is not to count out South Americans who naturally play to 30 goal standards when they're back in their homelands. Got a massive list of contributors for horses this year. For each player brings with him at least 10 horses. Some of them get doubled, many there are spares, but contributors to the England team horse lineup include Charlie Hambry, Ollie Codmore, Ed Hitchman, Claire Tomlinson for her two boys, of course, Ollie Cudmore, Nico Antinori, Richard Blake Thomas is providing horses for Max Charlton, as is Zach Hagedorn. And then for the opposing team, we've got horses from even further afield, horses from Harold Link from Thailand, from Thai Polo, Marcos Araja. We've got Zach Hagedorn also giving to this team as well, Pepe Araja, who is managing the horse list for the South America team. They actually don't have a coach this year, but I imagine Pepe Araja will be helping out from backstage. Manuel Elizarde, who gave a terrific performance in the Gold Cup. He's also giving horses for Jose Clabin, as is Alejandro Muscio, Henry Brett, and Roderick de Vere Nickel. We got for Manuel Fernandez Llorente, he's actually sorted himself out horse-wise. Rodrigo Andrade has been given a horse by his teammate Jaime Huidobro, Pedro de la Mare, Matias Carrique, Harold Link, Andrew Hine, Juan Martin Nero, Thomas Garbarini, and 3 from Marcos Araja. And Jaime Garcia Huidobro is putting himself up most of the time, apart from one from Jim Gilmore, the massive Elliston name, the man behind all the horsepower of Elliston. There we have the Prince of Wales meeting Jock Green Armitage and Brigadier John Wright of the Hurlingham Polo Association, chairman of the Hurlingham Polo Association. It's nice to see a former polo player here watching this game, no doubt representing the Queen. It seems that she might not be making it this year, but Prince Charles himself, having played off a 4-goal handicap in his prime, broken almost every bone in his body. His two sons, despite being younger and more agile, not quite reaching that 4-goal status that he did. I think William is on 1 goal, and Harry touched a 2 at one point, probably back down to 1 now. So as they make their way into the royal box, perhaps that's why there's a slight pause here as we wait for His Royal Highness Prince Charles to take his place right in the centre of the Queen's Ground here at Smith's Lawn, Windsor Great Park. So here we have a sneak peek of the royal box. Prince Charles with John Wright taking his place. And we are now pretty much primed and ready to move on. You see there Manuel Fernandez Llorente with the Casablanca elbow pads. And we will play the national anthem again. Seen Polo before, might remind you of some of the rules as we go along. The main one to remember is that the players change ends after every goal. See Rodrigo Andrade here, the Brazilian, playing at number 3 with Jaime Garcia. Guido Bro at number 4. That's a pretty powerful defensive structure there. With a very nippy Manuel Fernandez Llorente up at 2, pumping it up to Jose Clavin, who I think deserves the title of patron for this game, but is also himself a 4-goaler. In Brazil, nothing is done without talent. Little smile from Luke Tomlinson. See Mark Tomlinson, younger brother, decked out in his La Martina rubber reinforced polo boots, ready for high impact scenarios. And here we are, we've got pretty much the complete set of the South America team. Peter Wright and JJ Diaz-Alberti just lining up the two teams. Here we go, we're going to create a channel between the two. It's optimistic at best, with the adrenaline surging through both players and ponies. Unlikely we'll get a clear channel. But just to run you through the team line out once again, England team at number 1, James Byam, the captain. Number 2, Mark Tomlinson, with 6 goals a handicap. Number 3 is Max Charlton, a 7-goal handicap, his first ever Coronation Cup. Number 4, Luke Tomlinson, his 13th Coronation Cup with 7-goal handicap. And then we've got at number 1, Jose Clavin from Brazil with the 4-goal handicap. Number 2, Manuel Fernandez Llorente with the 6-goal handicap. The captain is Rodrigo Andrade with a 9-goal handicap. And number 4 is Jaime Garcia Wiedebro. So this South America team looking pretty relaxed. There's Rodrigo Andrade riding Mozzarella, who is also going to come back out on in the 6th. Still a little bit of a delay, so don't worry folks, we'll be getting underway any moment now. 6 chukkers, England versus South America.
It must be able to decelerate, it must be agile, it must twist and turn, and above all, it must be easy to handle. You'll notice that
And there's Jose Cluin. Just making some last-minute adjustments with Pepe Araja, who's been managing the horse logistics for this South America team. There you can just see in the foreground passing Anthony Fanshawe, the manager, his first year managing the Guards Polo Club. I don't think anybody can disagree with the fact he has done an outstanding job so far this season. This is the peak of the season, the zenith, after the Queen's Cup high goal tournament, which went fairly smoothly. And Clubin now makes his way onto the field. So this South America team only had a chance to have a couple of practices, which they've done at Les Lions, the Les Lions outstanding polo estate. And the English team themselves also managing to squeeze in a couple of practices. Now this is Jaime Wiedebro's third Coronation Cup, but apart from Andrade, who played in 2011 for Brazil, in which they lost, the South America team is fairly inexperienced when it comes to the Coronation Cup. But we definitely won't assume that when it comes to the game of polo. Like I said before, these guys regularly playing 30-plus polo, and the ball is in straight away. Max Charlton manages to get Andrade out of the picture, and this is Wiedebro. Wiedebro's out in front of Tomlinson. He manages to poke it ahead. Tomlinson gets the inside track and makes a stunning little backhand pass to Charlton. Charlton just bounces away from it, doesn't get it, so Wiedebro able to just skim it away from him. Tucked behind him, we've got Andrade behind him. Baim is being prevented from coming in and taking the ball off him, so he's just edging up the field. This is Andrade now. Andrade takes off where Wiedebro leaves it and slams it upfield, right in front of goal. And it's going to dribble in if Tomlinson doesn't get a chance to get a stick to it first, but it doesn't. It just trickles over the back line, putting England straight away in a state of alarm as they're having to defend right off the bat from the throw-in with a big hit from Wiedebro. They weren't expecting that. He was just taking his time, being cautious. So it's brought back in from the back line by Luke Tomlinson. Max Charlton makes a run, so he just cuts it, a delicate little shot out to the boards that Charlton has to pick up, and in comes Andrade, slams him out of the way, and then and gets blown for perhaps coming in at either too steep an angle or different speeds. Either way, the write-off was not legit, so we move right up to the centre. We're going to have a penalty 5B. Placed from the centre line. Looks like Tomlinson's going to be the one to take it. Tomlinson just delicately teeing it up. And now discussing the set play strategy, or reminding themselves of it. The England team set off to put themselves in the right position to receive this play from Tomlinson. Tomlinson has been playing a very solid game for Salkel. It's just a shame they didn't get it further in either of the two big tournaments this year, the Queen's Cup or the Gold Cup.
A penalty has been given to England, and it's Tomlinson taking this ball. Tomlinson from the halfway line.
Tomlinson just takes it tentatively forward. 1, 2, 3. Just drawing Clubin, the first man, tucking it in behind him, waiting for the moment to release. Is he going to run it? He just waits for Clubin. Clubin takes it in front. He was going at the same speed, so the umpires let it go, so it's an opportunity now, but it was missed by South America and backed by Charlton onto the stick of Luke Tomlinson. Luke Tomlinson now looks up, simple polo, releases early. There's the pass. There's no one there though to put it through. Baim comes back, but it's cleared by Wiedebro. And this is Baimi now. Baimi looks up. He goes for goal itself. No, he doesn't. He makes a pass out to the right of it. There's the backhand from South America, picked up on the near side by Andrade. Andrade's in front of Luke Tomlinson now. Are we going to pick up the pace a little bit? This is Andrade. Andrade just looking to accelerate. He gets past Tomlinson. Tomlinson's having to go into horse race mode to keep up with Andrade. He manages to keep up and go in front, and then gets the angle so that he can find a nice near side backhander that goes straight to captain James Byam. James Byam now on a retrained racehorse, out on his own. James Byam with an opportunity for England. He's there, he sees the goals in his sights. He's got no one between him and the goals. He's just got a steep angle to try and cut it in. He just slices it with the wrong side of the stick, with an open mallet head out over the back line. We'll put those down to early game nerves. James Byam, usually a very careful player, and I've seen him put through goals with a much steeper angle on the near side than that one. So it's brought in by Jaime Wiedebro, and straight away having to clear a line for him is Manuel Fernandez Llorente. So Wiedebro just tucks it into the other side. You can see there Luke Tomlinson having to close that back door.
There's a man in the middle, and there's a whistle there from the umpire.
And so the whistle's gone, gives South America just a little bit of distance. I think it's a 30-yard advantage that's been given to them. Unless it is a 30-yard penalty against the South America team. We didn't quite catch what happened there off camera. So it has been given to the England team. It's a 30. We call this a penalty 2. This one is undefended. And it looks like it could be Charlton that'll be taking it, the youngest player of the team and the freshest, never before having played in the Coronation Cup. Lots of speculation over whether he was going to play last year, and he didn't make it into the team, to his disappointment. Now here he is representing the England team and taking a 30, potentially scoring the first goal of the game, the 2015 Royal Salute Coronation Cup. It's a nice easy goal. There's the first goal of the day, of the game, scored by Max Charlton from a penalty 2, a 30-yard penalty, executed with the utmost ease, not even flinching, barely breaking out of a walk to deliver it through between the flags. So we go back to the middle, change ends. South America surprisingly now on the back foot. And the ball is in. Looks like Andrade's reaching out to get it on the near side. He's there, it's underneath him. Max Charlton scrabbling away trying to get it, manages to get a backhander in. Goes straight to Clavin. Clavin just fumbles on the tail shot, which gives away a gift of a shot out there on the flank to James Byam. James Byam looking to accelerate and then have a little bit of time to make the shot. He's just edging himself into that corner. More pressure for him. And then there's the backhander from Clavin. Clavin getting possession and buying a little bit of time for South America. Still reeling from a surprise goal. I don't think they thought that's the way it was going to go. Certainly from the beginning of the game, with Wiedebro cutting into the England defence, it didn't look like it was going to be in their advantage quite so soon. Fernandez Llorente just waiting for the line to clear, gives it away to Wiedebro. I think we are still in play. Wiedebro looking up, makes a lovely pass that spins off to the right a little bit. Manolo just fighting for it. Manuel, otherwise known as Manolo, has to get past the indomitable back that is Luke Tomlinson. Luke Tomlinson, with all the space in the world, delivers a perfect backhand, almost plucking it out of the air is Charlton, but it's now Manolo who ends up leaving it to Rodrigo Andrade. Andrade's looking up, what are his options? He feigns going to the left, then cuts out to the right, and in comes Charlton to try and get between him and the goal. There's the pass. Manolo makes a lovely shot under the neck, but it hasn't quite got the angle it needs, so it's up to Clavin. Clavin with 4 goals has to direct it in on the near side, just tapping it in, and didn't quite have the power on that left thigh that he thought he would do, coming in and curving round into the goal. So England now on the back line, all of them having a quick tactical chit chat, working out what the play is going to be. It's an ever-changing situation, what they call many moving parts, and you can have as many strategies as you like, but when you actually get there on the day, nothing plays out the way you want it to. So the whistle goes, and we see it moving upfield in favour of England.
The whistle has gone, the penalty will be in favour of England. Big chance here for Tomlinson and company to go down and score the second one of the game. These two umpires out there making sure that the lines and the codes conduct of every
part of the game is followed. Not just safety for the players, but foul on horses as well. You're travelling at 30, 35 miles an hour. You've got 8 horses all going in different directions. You need to make sure that
so we're looking at a penalty 5B, this one in favour of England this time, to be taken without hesitation by Tomlinson's senior, Luke Tomlinson. He's been shadowed by Manolo Fernandez Llorente, and effectively so, as it ricochets off the back of Fernandez Llorente, and he had the advantage, but he couldn't spin round and bounce out in time. So Tomlinson manages to get in a little tail shot to his younger brother, Mark. Mark is bustled out of the way for the moment by Andrade, and then in the end they give it up to Charlton. Charlton creates a great break for Tomlinson. Tomlinson's out in front. Tomlinson's on his way to goal. Nothing to stop Tomlinson now. Manolo Fernandez Llorente can't do anything about it. The second goal on the scoreboard for the England team, and an absolutely stunning piece of teamwork there as Max Charlton launches an incisive pass right down the middle to Luke Tomlinson, who without hesitation just pops it through. Doesn't go through right through the middle, just skims past the inside of that left-hand post, so lucky for him it went in. As they now gather back in the centre of the field.
12 years old. He changed on just in the middle of the chuck, and the other one I wanted to tell you about, James Bye.
Further throw, and the ball's in. There's Tomlinson on top of the wall. This is Charlton. Charlton with some nifty stick work, doesn't get it away from Andrade. Andrade now wheeling round on the outside, gets a pass in, and this is their turn to be out in front of England. This is club in now, club in for Brazil. Claiming the line was his, but it's ridden over by Tomlinson. Tomlinson then delivers a nice clearance. And the ball's still in play. We've got 30 seconds left. It hasn't left the field. The umpire hasn't blown the whistle. This is Jaime Wiedebro. He's going to swerve across the centre of the field. A little bit of lateral defence work. He shoots a big open forehander that gets onto the end of Klabin's stick, but Klabin, pressured now by Mark Tomlinson, has the ball taken away from him by Charlton. There's the backhander by Wiedebro, and taken on this time by Manolo Fernandez Llorente, who's got the jump on Mark Tomlinson. He's got it at his knee just ahead of his. He goes in for the steep neck shot. He doesn't manage to get that, and I think that's the hooter, and that is the end of the first chukker, ladies and gentlemen. So England are up by 2 goals as we go off the field for the 3-minute chukker pause, and pony change will be straight back out after those 3 minutes.
The one wearing the number 3 for South America, he's riding Castaneda. It's been loaned to him by
The first of those goals scored by Max Charlton, making his debut here in the Coronation Cup from a 30-yard penalty, and the second set up by Max and finished off by Luke Tomlinson.
And Jaime Wiedebro, riding a horse from Argentina, called Milonita. We start playing with the rolling. We turn to the England team. Ollie Campbell. Kindly load the liver chestnut that's being ridden by James Bye.
So we'll start with the throw-in, and England with the shorter half.
We have Max Charlton riding a horse that Richard Blake Thomas has kindly lent him called Rosa.
So the last chukker ended in plain play. Peter Wright picks the ball up. Oh, Andrade just having a little bit of a moment there.
The horse that Mark is on is called Mars. So we have a full complement of players. Our thanks to Ollie Campbell,
A little bit of
Richard Blake Thomas, Harold Link, and Marcus Araja.
a bit of a skirmish there between Andrade and Charlton.
During this chukker.
Andrade not happy with Charlton.
For the start of the second chukker.
Andrade 9 goals, best player in Brazil, but also one of the best players in the world. Straight away we get into the action on the near side. Jaime Wiedebro gives it up to Andrade. Andrade doesn't quite get it, so it's Tomlinson now. Tomlinson on the left-hand side. He's got a little bit of a break. Manolo Fernandez Llorente is the only one between him and the goal now, but Luke Tomlinson's taking care of that. And this is Mark Tomlinson, cuts inside them, and he's still ahead of Andrade, and he's looking to go all the way to goal. It's there, just bounces off the hocks of his pony and ends up over the back line. So an opportunity denied there for Tomlinson Jr. Nice little break, but you see just got unlucky there as it bounced up and caught the pony's hind legs, taking it off course. Usually it's helpful if you miss the ball for the pony to get in the way and just knock it through with a hoof. In this situation, ricocheted out to the right. This is Andrade, can't quite get past by him. He does get past by him, ready to receive the pass. It's gone out wide. Manolo's there, but he's taken out of the picture by Charlton. And now it's a backhander by Tomlinson. Tomlinson gives it to no one. It's picked up by Clubbin. Clubbin doesn't quite get to it either. Manolo has to leave it behind. This is Mark Tomlinson. This is time for him to make up for that last miss, but this time Wiedebro with a tail shot of his own, followed up by Tomlinson, by Mark Tomlinson, out towards the sides. It's there under the boards. And this looks like Clubbin now. Clubbin out in front. Hasn't quite got any clean shots so far in this game, so it's up to Andrade. Cool as ice. Delivers a beautiful shot, coming right up underneath it on the half volley under the neck. But it's replied to by Tomlinson, who gives it over to Charlton. Charlton doesn't quite get there before on the near side. Wiedebro and Charlton just collide together. And eventually coming out with it clean is Mark Tomlinson. Mark Tomlinson just spinning around on top of it. Delivers the next shot pass. And the first one to slot onto it, coming out in front of it. This looks like Andrade on the near side. Andrade now 4-5 shots on the near side, and eventually with a longer shot, but none of them to anybody. There's 3 white shirts there, but Andrade comes out better and avoids the hook of James Bime, and he's taking it out on the flank now. He's on his own. He's surrounded by 3 players in the white shirts, but he still has possession somehow, this Brazilian, with 3 whites, 3 England players swarming all over him. Just takes a moment to breathe, looks up, leaves it for Jaime Wiedebro to make an incisive pass to him once he makes the run, but he decides to come back and just clear a path for Wiedebro himself. Wiedebro has to try and get past Charlton. Charlton really interfering with these two, the Chilean and the Brazilian now for the South America team. Going for the big shot, hooked off it by Charlton. Lovely clearance play there to get the hook in, and the backhander picked up by Tomlinson. Tomlinson just touches it onto the offside, but can't quite pick it up again, so it's left to the opposition as Andrade avoiding the hook from Charlton. Charlton getting in there everywhere with those hooks, but in the end Wiedebro leaves it for Andrade. Andrade now. Andrade still got to get past Charlton. Charlton bashing him hard. A little bit acrimonious between these two at this point in the game. Still out in front. Look at this Brazilian, the skill of managing to switch it over to the near side. He's now coming in, approaching the goal ever so slightly, and I think at some point the ball left, crossed over the back line. You can see legions of spares being held. Andrade is still not happy about some of those collisions, deciding to get off that pony. Hopefully it's looking okay though. Clubbin also jumps off onto a fresh one. Nearly every player will take this opportunity. Like I said, every player brings 10 horses to the game. That makes a total of 80 horses in those pony lines. So Andrade's back on now.
This horse has played, I think, 4 or 5 times in the Queen's Cup. You were talking about a big bump there on the far side that Max Charlton had. That horse that he was riding, Rosa, had a really big ride-off. And that's one of the things you're also looking for in a pony is bravery. You don't want a pony that will duck out of the ride-off. You want a pony that will go in and not in any way be stopped. It's going to be Luke Tomlinson who's just taking it from the back line.
So we're going to start from the back line after the pony change. Must have been agreed to as we had a little pause. Normally the clock doesn't stop for the hits from the back line. This is Tomlinson ready to unleash the big one. There it is, crosses right over the halfway line. Looks like it's underneath James Bime, but it's snatched away from him by Wiedebro, and coming in to try and pick it up at the other end was Andrade. But I think the whistle went. Andrade will tell you that Tomlinson came over his line.
Comes down the line, remember that crossover. Not allowed to come across the line.
Tomlinson not happy with it. JJ Alberti firmly places the ball. The penalty in favour of South America will be teed up by Andrade. Looks like Andrade might even take it himself.
Away from the goal. Definitely, Greg. They need to get this to get on the scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen. So the horse gets counted around.
So remember, it's 2-0 so far. So this is a good opportunity. If it's a 60-yard penalty, then it's not the easiest thing in the world to convert. Yes, it is indeed a 60 defended penalty. And it's not the strongest shot, doesn't have the accuracy either. Clubbin manages to do something with it and somehow magically delivers a goal from what was certain to be a miss. Just managed to catch it on the end of his stick and then flick round with a little backhand. Must have been very direct. We can see here in the replay that Clubbin there up in the air and one touch. Beautiful conversion. Plucking a goal out of nowhere. Absolutely stunning goal there from Clubbin. From a rather errant penalty of Andrade's. And straight back into the play now, it's Baim. Baim now cuts out to the right of all the players, leaning out to get that hook in is Clubbin. Clubbin getting very involved in this game now, right up to the front. Backhander from Andrade, who's there to pick it up underneath. First onto that line, getting onto it like a zip was Mark Tomlinson. Charlton came in, says, I've got a better angle here, and took it away, but I'm pretty sure the umpires didn't like that one. Still reeling from that goal of Jose Clubbins, the Brazilian, the lowest handicap player of all 8 here on the field. Just managed to turn that penalty into something outstanding. So South America very much in the picture here. The England team, I can't really fairly say that either one team or the other is dominating, apart from that hair's breadth of a goal on the scoreboard. Beautiful lofted penalty there by Luke Tomlinson, and he converts it. It's an absolutely outstanding goal as he takes advantage of that 60 to put through England's 3rd goal and his own 2nd. His first penalty.
You must give a pony a full break in between. That was a penalty full, beautifully taken by Luke. He's one of the masters of taking penalties, and he certainly converted that one very well.
So Luke Tomlinson, very well rehearsed penalty taker, very cool under pressure, especially in those set plays.
On the same leg, you don't want it disunited and coming in all the time as the ball is back in play.
The ball is back in play.
Back in play, gets picked up by
Wiedebrug doesn't get a stick to it, so it's Andrade just spinning around.
On the spot from Andrade.
In he goes into the middle. This is Charlton being kept out of the picture by Wiedebrug, and Andrade just waiting for a moment to set fire to the field and accelerate right through the English defence. He's done that, but he hasn't managed to give it to anybody that counts or can make it count. And there's Tomlinson waiting to meet it head on. Somehow England managed to get it out of the way, stealing it from in front of Tomlinson. And the whistle blown there was Wiedebrug taking it off the path. We had a pretty clear line there, as we saw straight down the middle. Tomlinson exclaiming disbelief as Wiedebrug came out in front of him and stole it. We could see that it was both his right of way and line of the ball. So the umpires give a healthy 5B to the England team. 3-1 is the score so far. 2 from Tomlinson, 1 from Charlton, and then 1 very cute goal from Jose Clubbin. You can see that this stick must be so valuable to Lukey Tomlinson that he's had it repaired. Not many players play with a stick that's been broken before at this level.
Huge amount of experience, probably the most experienced player on the team for England for sure. And he brings it forward.
Tomlinson now edging his way into South American territory. Just veering off to the left a little bit, giving himself a wider option out to the right, and there it is. There's the big shot, launches right out of the picture, but also right off the pitch.
So England have won the Coronation Cup 18 times, ladies and gentlemen.
Just hearing over the loudspeaker the public announcer telling us that England have won the Coronation Cup 18 times. Luke Tomlinson having played 13 times in the Coronation Cup, and many of those as captain of England for the most part for 10 of those. There's a two-piece combo with his brother Mark. And there we have the bell signaling that there's only 30 seconds left. 30 seconds left for Andrade to make his mark and start to even up the scoreboard. We've got Tomlinson racing back to defend. It just bounces off backwards from Andrade's pony, leaving it plumb open for James Bime to do something for England. James Bime now also right straight over it. Both the teams in the second chukker fumbling with the ball. But here's Mark Tomlinson also fumbling. Something happening on Coronation Cup day that's making these team players a little bit nervous, a little bit edgy. Perhaps it's either carelessness or overcare, but some way or another we saw 3 huge misses in a row. And that's the kind of thing that'll be corrected by the end of this game. We'll have it humming, and they're absolutely pinging the ball like a game of pinball. So we're off. It's 3-minute change, and then we'll come back on for the third chukker. The score 3 to England, 1 to South America. Both the aggregates of each team's handicap reaching 27. James Bime, the captain this year, first year as captain, and just going past him in the background was Luke Tomlinson, the former captain. He stepped down this year. A few other commitments in high goal.
Mark Tomlinson, as I said, riding a horse of Nico Antonoro.
So we'll begin with a line-out, a throw-in from off the field. There's Clavin, the only goal scored by South America, coming off the end of his stick. And the ball's in.
Right, line up one by top by Bime. England had a 3-1 to score. He's got away from Clavin. Bimey's down the centre.
This is James Bime right in front of goal, takes a shot, and there it is, the 4th goal through the posts by James Bime. No hesitation under the neck. Top accuracy, straight from the throw-in from the side. They weren't that far away to begin with. They came into the third chukker with a good advantage on the field, well placed to pop that through, and James Bime just deciding whether the other 2 fumbled, he was going to knock it decisively through. So they go back to the centre. It's 4-1. South America now trailing by 3. All of them superb players, but only having had 2 practices. So now Mark Tomlinson head-to-head with Wiedebro. Wiedebro looks up. Who's he going to deliver this backhander to? Right across the field it goes to Manolo Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente just stops, draws back, and completely wrong foots Max Charlton, and is able to go in and then keeping out of the way of Wiedebro. That's absolute Polo teamwork. Wiedebro now just skating past the 2 Tomlinson brothers. Well, he's still got to get past Mark Tomlinson. Luke Tomlinson coming in with those long arms to get the hook. Racing up to goal is Charlton, and we're still back here with the South Americans, the Brazilian and the Chilean combo. This is Wiedebro, takes a big shot. He doesn't get the mallet to it.
See what the upright decides there. Looks like it could be a penalty to South America.
It is called in favour of the team in blue, and the champion to make it 4-2. From 30 yards, free hit, open goal. What a scene we're setting here.
So Andrade now teeing it up. He's been given the penalty.
Watching the planes coming out of Heathrow. Some of the best players in the world on this field here. The sun is shining.
This one's a penalty 2, taken from the 30-yard spot. Undefended. Rodrigo Andrade, the score 4-1, and now 4-2. Effortlessly converting the goal. Rodrigo Andrade from Brazil. So far it's the Brazilians making the difference to the scoreline.
Thoroughbred from the United States of America. We've got ponies being paid today here.
And you can see here, perfectly relaxed, nice gentle pace from the pony. Brings it back and drops his shoulder through the ball, taking it up to 4-2. So back to the middle we go. First one to come out with the ball, it's Mark Tomlinson. Mark Tomlinson now heading towards the goal. He's got plenty of space. There's no one caught up with him yet. He's as yet undefended, but suddenly just getting in the way is the back Jaime Huidobro just comes off Tomlinson. Tomlinson looks down, ready to pick up the ball. This is Andrade now. Andrade poking it ahead on a lovely grey here, out towards the side. He's got to reach out. He couldn't reach out enough to get it. It was clogged up there in the board, so it's taken on by Manolo Fernandez Llorente, who manages to make the pass up to Andrade, who was still running from where he was before. But somehow Charlton got into the picture, hits a backhand. This one's picked up by Andrade again. This is Luke Tomlinson leaning out. You can see he's leaning right out of his stirrups to get up to Andrade. Andrade still has possession. He's just got one little chip to put it through on the near side. Does he do it? He doesn't. It goes past the left-hand goalpost out into the hands of the defenders, England, who are just waiting there, shadowing his every move right up to the goal mouth, not really giving him an inch to manoeuvre or take any angled shots. You can see here just pushed out by Lukey Tomlinson. Doesn't manage to get that near side next shot in, and it would have had to be very steep at this point. This is James Byam now, recovering, getting the ball pushed off the ball, but catching it on the near side, just placing himself nicely again. Klebin unable to break in time for James Byam to check up and make the pass up to Mark Tomlinson, and there it is in front of goal. There's the backhander clearing it right in front of the goal mouth. So moving straight onto it is Andrade. And here it is once again in the path of James Byam. Nobody could quite believe that it would be sitting there so open, and that's because the whistle was blown. It's also an opportune moment for all the players to go back and change their ponies. See James Byam just leaping from one to another here.
4-2 to score, just over 3 minutes remaining rather in this third chapter. We're going to ask you all, ladies and gentlemen, all of you please, I stress all, to take a stroll out onto the field at half time after this chapter.
And Charlton now was on Bailanta, but it came off her.
So if you can help us out in that department, we'll be very, very grateful indeed. You can't come to the Polo, Greg, can you, and not tread in the divot?
So, South America with a penalty 5B.
Business networking and financial deals are done.
It's going to be Wiederborough that takes it. He places Klebin. He's going to place him up at the front. They're going to take it as far as they can whilst they're unmolested. But then, when the pressure comes, you're going to have to release to the right person.
Here we go. Penalty in the middle. Jamie Huidobro on the bay. But look at everybody moving up. Look at this. This is a... Oh, no, he didn't connect with that.
He doesn't quite make the connection with that one, so it ends up on the stick of Charlton. But Charlton fumbles it too, and Andrade gets it away from Charlton. Back comes Charlton. Doesn't want to let it go that easily. Hits the backhand, and Klebin's the one to move onto it. Chipped onto the offside by Tomlinson. Tomlinson letting Klebin go past him. Klebin not in full check control like these English players, a good two handicaps more than him. And this is Luke Tomlinson, came storming down the right of way, took a big shot, hesitated, saw the danger in front of him and pulled out of it, but the umpires let it go anyway. And a beautiful, accurate shot there by Charlton. Accurate was the one word in that sentence I perhaps shouldn't have used, but it was a definite shot in the right direction. But over the back line, giving it away to South America for them to bring it back in with a hit in.
Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
So wasting no time with the hit in. This is Andrade, backed up by Huidobro. Andrade from Brazil on the grey. Looks up, Wiederborough ready to hit the ball straight up to him. There's a lovely angled shot across the field. The first one is going to come onto it. Looks like it's going to be Byam, but on the near side, Andrade comes across. He's been shadowed by Charlton. Charlton doing his best to keep him out, but somehow Andrade's in front of him. Andrade's away now. He's managed to get out of the clutches of Charlton and hits it towards the goal. It's angled nicely, but right now heading to the right of the goal. He's just got to tap it under his neck, and it's not a problem for this man, Rodrigo Andrade. Killing that play and taking his team back up to 3 goals, with England only leading by 4. Lovely getaway play here from Andrade. And you can see him looking over his shoulder. Charlton now sees that it's going to be too late, coming in to mark the second man if anyone was coming through, but it's an easy neck shot for Andrade to make. Straight back in from the throw-in. There's the pass upfield. Could this be the 4th goal, the equaliser for South America. Backhander clears and a little bit of space, a little bit of breathing room for England. Max Charlton now, just edging away from Manolo. Manolo doesn't let him go. Fernandez Llorente doesn't let him go. There's a sweet little backhander by Andrade for Fernandez Llorente. Llorente now has to draw up and pull in behind Tomlinson. In doing so, loses ball. Charlton doesn't get a backhander to it, but it is Tomlinson that manages to finally clear it. But on the end of that clearance was Widobro. And this is Mark Tomlinson now. Mark Tomlinson just can't get past Andrade. So he has to leave it to Luke. Luke there digging it up from the boards, clawing it out of that corner. Back in behind Luke again is Mark. It's a train here, the never-ending train. Coming out in front is Andrade on that grey again, like lightning this grey.
We won't translate what that was, ladies and gentlemen. It's a family show. That's great.
So this grey, I think, is Brisa, given to him by Thomas Garbarini from the USA. And he's decided to come off that one now and jump onto another one. He could be making an early jump onto Silver Lining, but he was saving for the 6th chukker.
And you see, looking at the screen, that's the 3rd time that Rodrigo Andrade's changed this chukker.
And you see the little Brazilian flag on the back of Andrade's hat. What a fight he's putting up. Such a staunch defence, as always. In all sports, England defends and excels in defence. But Brazilians in all their sports bring talent on the ball. And just like you see in football, there is an astounding quality in ball control and speed of ball control being displayed here by, well, both Brazilians actually, but Andrade definitely digging away for South America. It's a lovely shot. It's not the right direction, so he puts it wide and gives it away to England. So we've got Tomlinson now. Tomlinson with a nice pass up to Charlton. Charlton playing here at number 3 for England in his first ever game for England in the Coronation Cup. Launches it way over the halfway line. If it touches the boards or the umpire blows a whistle, that's the end of the 3rd chukker. And you can see now, looks like Fernandez Llorente is looking to end the chukker, take it to half time, and they still didn't manage to recuperate the score. So they ended up remaining three goals to England's 4, 1 goal behind. A little bit of concern there by Jaime Widobro, but still pretty relaxed as we go off for half-time. And all the spectators here, a good 10,000 to my estimate, very vague estimate, that'll be ready to do the famous treading in that makes Polo so special, as the England and South America teams head back to the pony lines for what is supposed to be a 5-minute break.
in 80 countries all over the world. The last one being Vietnam. We played,
So as the treaders in recede, two teams make their way back onto the field. England with ever such a slight edge, 1 goal in it, 4-3. We've seen goals, field goals by Luke Tomlinson, penalties by Luke and Max, a stunning goal by Jose Clubin, and a wonderful goal by Andrade. Looks like we're already straight back into business.
On the deck. Oh, the guy just came off in the line out there. He's just on the deck. He's just back on the horse in just a moment, which he due is.
Looks like Clavin just jumped off his pony for a moment, having trouble keeping it steady while he gets back on. Excited as it is. There he is, he's back on. Clavin's there. Captain James Byme, ever the gentleman, hands him a stick.
Andrew Hine has lent Rodrigo Andrade, and John Gilmour very kindly lending a horse to Jaime Widrobro called Liquor. And they line up again after Jose Clubin on Saturday got dumped. Two umpires will just push the ball in, and away we go in the fourth chucker. Thank you, Jamie.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. 4-3 to score.
Okay, just teeing it up for a great way to start this second half. Backhander from Charlton. Straight over the top, it's Charlton who has to try and retrieve it again. As Andrade, I think, comes through. There's a backhander from Tomlinson, who's the first one to slot onto this like a zipper. It's Charlton. Oh, Charlton with a lovely little nudge away of Manolo's stick. Manages to get a shot in that's just trailing towards goal. Can it go through at the end? Mark Thompson pops it through. Beautiful field goal from him. Lovely initiation there from Max Charlton. What a steal. Look at this. You can see him there. Makes the pass, given plenty of hassle by Fernandez Llorente. Makes the absolute consummate pass, plop right there in front of goal. All that Tomlinson has to do is drop his stick and touch it through, taking England to 5.
So it's brought in. Fine. To ignore the scoreboard, it's still 4-3.
Oh no, it turns out there was no score actually. Perhaps it wasn't a score, so perhaps it went over the back line. Not quite sure what happened there, but it looks like South America had possession, so Mark Tomlinson keen to get that goal back that he was just cheated off. And now just a moment of cool. Jim Byme just pops it out to the right, backed up by Charlton. James Byme still has possession, takes it up, he's getting it past Widobro. Now's the time to shoot, he makes the shot, and there it is, leaning down. Manolo Fernandez Llorente can do nothing about it, and that is the 5th goal. I think if we just check the scoreboard now, we'll see that that previous goal was denied, but this one was hammered home through by James Byme. So it now is 5-3. And this time we go back to the middle. One solitary cry for his homeland. An England supporter. Backhander spins off, comes off the front of Clubin's horse. And there's a beautiful tail delivery straight under the mallet of Max Charlton, who launches it into hyperspace and over the sideline. Just put a little bit too much mallet underneath that one. And now the England supporters just getting a little bit more vociferous as they work into it. They're 5-3, 2 goals ahead of their opponents. There's a cut shot, another powerful one by Charlton right up there in front of goal. Looks like South America are going to get back there. Aren't going to get back there in time to stop the cut shot from Tomlinson. Tomlinson delivers an absolutely stunning shot through the goal, taking them up to 6 goals. And what another perfect placement by Charlton. This combination working extremely effectively. Charlton putting in the distance with the shots, and then the delicate finish by Mark Tomlinson. Look at that, catching the exact angle. Imagine the hand-eye you've got to have, not just to hit it when you're travelling at 38 miles per hour, but also to get a slice on it as well. Ooh, bouncing out off the umpire, but still somehow on the end of Charlton's stick, and another pass from Charlton to Tomlinson. It could be another, could be closure again. Tomlinson, this time with a long delivery. He doesn't quite have the accuracy that Charlton's had on those ones. And that one over the back line. So now South America just left speechless here at the beginning of the second half, as they've gone 3 goals down. Andrade swapping out. Bringing the ball in is Widobro. Luckily Andrade's there to come in and give him a little bit of support. Widobro has to take care of Baim so that Andrade's free. Andrade is now free. The umpire picks up the ball because they didn't like what was going on between those two players. Somebody's come off. James Baim's holding somebody's pony for something that happened off camera. It's not Andrade that came off.
He's got his ears for it. He's saying, hey guys, they double dared me, they triple dared me, so I would have did it. It's like streaky, yeah.
Could just be a groom that let go of that pony there. Looks like it was from his team, so it was one of his own. So James Baim corralling from all his Australia experience, gathering up that horse. So nobody came off, and we're just going to start again with a throw-in. That's why Peter Wright stopped the ball before Andrade could bring it in. And Andrade was onto a good break there. And there it is, it's bouncing out. And it looks like Fernando Llorente is taking this opportunity to change. There he is, leaping from one to the other. Ready to go.
Manuel Fernandez Llorente, he just hopped off the pony he was on, and in this chucker, Manuel was playing Little Forest, and he's now just jumped onto a horse called Diamante. All the ponies that Manuel's playing are his own. Play restart.
Widobro now being shadowed by Baim. Baim lets loose. The ball's already up in the hands of Andrade. Andrade gets it away from Tomlinson for a second. Here it is. He looks back, one quick check, catches it, slows down, has to keep Tomlinson out in front of him. Just teasing him now. Tomlinson not quite sure whether to check or accelerate. Andrade really playing him, playing a tune and getting past him. And there's the opportunity for a shot, and once again leaves it behind. Andrade cursing himself as James Baim has an opportunity to give it away. But here's Clabin. Clabin now misses an open opportunity there as the ball's sitting there for a shot. So it's up to Andrade to now magic his way through, spirit his way through this England defence. He takes a shot. There it is. It's not quite on target, and they just haven't had the luck so far, the South American team. So England still dominating by 3 goals. And I think it's a clearly time to use the word dominating now, as the 3-goal cushion puts South America under a certain amount of pressure now. And the England team still with possession. Look at Charlton working away, keeping Andrade out of the picture while Thompson takes it on. I think the umpire's going to blow the whistle, and by the looks of it, he's going to push it a little bit further upfield for push a little bit further upfield for England.
She's only recently arrived in England, and she's been clipped. She's due to come back again later in the 6th chucker. As I said, quite often if you just play them a minute or two, you can play them 3 times. At the end of the 6th chucker, you come back on a fresh pair of legs, can make the difference between.
So what was a close game has now widened considerably, with England taking a dramatic lead in the 4th chucker. This is Tomlinson, still lending his experience. He may not be the captain, but lending those 13 years of Coronation Cup championships to this team. That look at James Baim just hustling away, trying to get it off him, but this is Widobro, puts his stick up to get the backhander of Tomlinson. And I think the ball goes out of play again as they gather for the throw-in. We've got JJ Alberti, lines the 2 teams up, waits for a little gap to appear, says, gentlemen, please move apart, I can't throw the ball in. Perhaps reminding them not to give any back chat either.
goals on the scoreboard, they say.
Players just bustling away, just vying for position. This is James Bime. Fernandez Llorente ends up giving it to Andrade. Look at Andrade. Cuts it out to the right. Charlton's still in there. Charlton waiting to get on the inside. There he is. Gets the backhander there. Just deflects off Bime's stick. Bime masterfully slows it down and then loses it to a backhander from Andrade. Charlton hooked off it. Here's Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente has to give a little touch to get it past Tomlinson. He doesn't get that backhander in. Tomlinson pushed away from the ball by Fernandez Llorente. Llorente still waiting for Tomlinson, but Andrade coming in to help as well. Andrade looking down, ready for the hook. He manages to interfere. Tomlinson touches it, but doesn't get a clear shot to it. But somehow the whites are everywhere. This is Charlton now. Charlton backing into Fernandez Llorente. Llorente just waiting, not moving, not getting out of Charlton's way. And if Andrade takes this, will he get away with it? The umpires seem to have let it go because Charlton stopped. So this is Andrade now. Andrade misses it almost completely. And this time the whistle has gone, but Bime doesn't like it either. And it could be in favour of South America. Very much needed at this moment now as South America trail by 3 goals. There's Wiedebro. Calm as ice, even under pressure. He's played 3 times for Chile in the Coronation Cup and he's won it all 3. For the most part playing with Jose Donoso, also one of Chile's top players. So England captain now remonstrating with the umpire. It's never a good move. Nobody knows why they continue to do it. The umpires barely ever put up with it, and in this case they've awarded the penalty against England. Any more lip and it'll keep going up. But right now this one is a 60.
It's just got to go straight in between the posts. Penalty. Play there. You played this one. It's a spare in the first chucker, so coming back again. Max Charlton is coming out. Rosa, which he played in the first half of the second chucker. And then for Argentina, rather for South America, I apologise. Marcus Araja, and you got a horse called Black Curly to Jose Clubin. He's just coming into the line out there. He'll just pop in there. They'll just bowl the ball in. Jose Clubin just there on that one, and number 2 Manuel Fernandez Llorente. Oh no, the ball's in play. It's going to be picked up by Max.
Straight back into chucker number 5 on the near side. Clubin now, after just edging in that goal, he's out ahead of Tomlinson. He's got Tomlinson bearing down on him, the long arms of Luke Tomlinson, and he leaves it behind. Just the nerves are too much, so it's up to Charlton to cut it out to the side. Charlton now on this tremendous pony, edged out of the picture by Fernandez Llorente. This is Jim Bime on top of the board, gets pushed over the ball, so it's up to Andrade now. Andrade fighting to get away from Tomlinson and Charlton, and now on the near side, poking it over to the one side. This is Charlton now. Charlton still in possession. Tomlinson keeping Fernandez Llorente out of the picture. Tomlinson just touching it out to the side to Bime in a little side pass, and then slotting in behind him, taking over. Then Bime, perfect teamwork, making the run for Charlton to give him the pass. Tomlinson putting in the work with Fernandez Llorente. Andrade can't quite connect with it. Tomlinson draws up on top of it. There's Clubin. Clubin with a nice pass. Here's an opportunity. Fernandez Llorente now for South America. If he doesn't mess it up, this is Fernandez Llorente. Could be on his way, and he does mess it up. Oh, what an opportunity missed by the South American, by the Argentinian Fernandez Llorente. And so it's England that have an opportunity now themselves to put in the 7th goal. This is James Bime heading all the way for goal. James Bime just in front of goal, 60 yards, 40 yards, off to the left a little bit, needs to open it up, and a perfectly executed goal by him. What a stunning recovery from that very strong South American attack that they just couldn't finish off. Fernandez Llorente just choking in front of goal, and here James Bime doing what he does best, breaking out on that retrained racehorse up at number 1. That's the position for nailing through the goals, and that's the position that he lives up to. See here on the replay, just the delicate little touch to put it through. That's goal number 7 for England. And South America still flailing around on 4 goals. Steep neck shot from Charlton, drawing up now. not quite as controlled as they'd like to be, but Tomlinson gets there, and he doesn't get there in time to deliver a good pass. Wiedebro takes him out of the picture and then buys himself plenty of space to deliver the backhand, but he doesn't manage to get that backhander through. So once again, breaking out is Mark Tomlinson. Could this be goal number 8? No, he skims over it, trying to clear it on the near side, but just edging it ever towards the South America goal, giving it away to Charlton. Wiedebro, absolute gift of a ball. Charlton makes it goal number 8.
Wonderful play there in England, and quickly opened up a 4-goal lead. I told you to keep an eye on that pony of Max Charlton. The little mistake there by Mark, and Max comes through. He's riding this mare called Georgie. She's only 7 years old. She comes from New Zealand.
Look at the delicacy. Charlton just drawing up as he's decelerating, keeping it stuck to the end of the stick and putting through England's 8th goal. And this is his debut, the first time he's ever represented England on Coronation Cup Day.
Well, Fernandez Llorente just taking his pony off the field. If there's any question of injury to a pony, then play will stop. Resident vet here at Smithsall, Holly Baird, will take a look. Let's hope that Diamante, that's the pony that Manuel is on, has no problems. Take a little break whilst Manuel goes to change. This is the time in polo, in this jucker, the 5th jucker, when your pony power starts to count. If you've only got 4 or 5, and you haven't got enough depth, then you'll start feeling the pinch when those players try and run away from you. I think you've probably seen how important it was to have a fresh pony.
Fernandez Llorente just coming off, walking off the field slowly. James Byam now also having played around about 10 Coronation Cups.
So, ladies and gentlemen, now is a very good time to really, let's see if you're listening and you're really behind both of these teams. Let's have a huge cheer and a huge round of applause for South America and England. They say the louder you cheer, the faster they will ride. Mark Tomlinson does. But back to the middle they go. 4 whites, 4 South Americans, 2 umpires, everybody changed. We're back on.
Right, so South America with their work cut out. With doubled their score, England are now quite definitely dominating this game. Fernandez Llorente. It's time for Andrade. Andrade now with the long passes. He's played the dribbling game so far. It hasn't worked out for it. This is Klabin. Can Klabin keep his cool now? Unlike any of the other South American players at this point in the tournament, still put under pressure by England to miss and not coming through with the goods there.
8-4, score remains 3.5 remaining in the penultimate.
Klabin with 2 absolutely stunning goals that have been intercepting penalties that were going out and making them into goals, but still not able to fulfill his duties as number 1 and slot in the goals when they're passed upfield.
Big drive again, just gets stopped there by Andrade's force. He turns around quickly onto
So here's Andrade now. Andrade hooked off it by Charlton. No one comes out with it, but Llorente leaves it for the number 1, Klabin. Klabin's coming through, and he sees the goal in front of him. He switches over to the near side. It's edging over, but back to the last moment by Charlton into the capable hands of James Byam. James Byam's on another runner now, and he's catching the bounce as it comes back down, half volley. And here he is, he's drawing up to get past Fernandez Llorente, so he cuts inside. Is he going to make the pass, or is he going to just accelerate and try and pass him, or even take a shot from there? He looks like he's taking a shot from there. He's then put under too much pressure by Llorente and Klabin, and Llorente comes out the better of that one. He lets all the other England players pass and then gives it to Captain Andrade. 9 goals, the Brazilian, the best player in Brazil. 9-goaler, having won the Gold Cup and the Queen's Cup in 1 year with Zakara, and just getting knocked out of the semi-finals this year. It's Andrade. If anyone's capable of initiating a comeback, it's him. Comes off the back of Wiedebro's pony. He's been hassled by Tomlinson, just pushed away by Charlton. This is Andrade still edging through. He's got to get past Charlton, and then the back door, the final challenge, which will be Luke Tomlinson, if he could just get past Charlton. But somehow the whistle went, and just crossing their fingers that it's in their favour. It looks that way. for Andrade. He had possession. I don't think there's anything he could have done wrong there. He didn't stop, he was controlling it the whole way. Yep, it's being brought forward, and considerably forward.
0, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 10 being your Vettels, your Hamiltons.
Remember, it's chucker number 5, the score 8-4. England double their opponent's scoreline. Here's an opportunity. Four goals in a chucker and a half is no big meal. We've seen more dramatic score changes. This one's a 40. Penalty number 3. This one is defended. Anybody can come out once the ball's been hit or hit at. Usually only one player does. Let's hope it's true for South America. It's intercepted by Max Charlton. Max Charlton just picks it up, puts it in his pocket, heads out towards the left, and then comes back in offense as Jaime intercepted and picked up Charlton, who blasted upfield. Be the first one to move on to it if it's not with a shot. He doesn't manage to play by South America counter fumbling those balls that are sitting there. Can't be attributed to whether they're forced errors or they have been missed and sit where they've been sitting there waiting to be hit. Being saved by 25 Charlton, the youngest on the team. 7 goals, great things for England. They've made a high goal season this year, playing for Sifani, one of the world's greatest players. Touch there from Mark Donaldson, by shot by Luke, and here's Mark Donaldson coming back. Spun round quickly, big pass to the front. Probably only one touch from here, and no problem whatsoever for the Englishman Max Charlton. South Africa really having to re-examine their strategy now as they are being by the team. And what a terrific combination. This lineup as usual. James Spine put up as captain. Charlton that they put in there after a year's worth of deliberation. Many were saying that he should have been in there last year, and it really is proving to make the difference. Charlton absolutely lethal. Peter Wright puts the ball back in. Fernandez Llorente. What can they do? What can they salvage? Luke Thompson just waiting. It's the marking. It's the marking. They just can't get free. This is Wiedebro. Wiedebro looks up. There's a run from Andrade. It's a good one. But he's pushed out of the way by Luke Thompson. This is Clavin now. Clavin looks up, takes an opportunity, wastes no time, misses it. Again, enough of the missing South America. This is Charlton out towards the side. He's got plenty of space. Well, he hasn't got space. He's got the pressure on from Fernandez Llorente, and the ball's out of play for the moment. So coming up to the end, there it is, as the ball's out of play. That is the end of the 5th chukker. The score 9-4 to England. A very decisive chukker. That one's been a full 5 goals ahead. And South America better pull something very special out of their pony bag now if they're going to make an impact of 5 goals in the last chukker. The 6th chukker, everybody bringing out their absolute best mounts. And England won't be lacking on this side either. And just in front of him is Charlton riding Reservada.
Coming back on Balanita, which he played earlier in the 3rd chukker. So you've pretty much got every pony out there that's already played a little bit in one or other of the chukkers. And Max is just having a little pony change and an adjustment of tack. horse has been played. Was going to have it as a spare, but he's coming back on first off. And the ball back in play. 9-4 England. Last chucker.
The ball's back in. This is Fernandez Llorente from a huge Polo dynasty in Lobos. Fernandez Llorente have fielded so many players that come here in the season. This is Fernandez Llorente just putting out in front. It's getting scrappy now as Tomlinson waiting to receive a ball that he just hit up there, just off camera now. I think it's Andrade that pokes it up, but it's going to be the first to return is Luke Tomlinson. Luke Tomlinson with the near side shot out towards the side. Here's Tomlinson now. Tomlinson on the ball. Nice textbook pass up to James Bime. James Bime just gets it over past the mallet of Andrade, and that's what you call outplaying someone. James Bime with 7 goals, outwitting Andrade now off 9 goals. Andrade coming back to make good of his error, but it is the 10th goal. Andrade can't believe what happened. James Bime took it off him. He put his stick out there to hook him, but James Bime just a little bit too quick. And here's the finish as he tucks it under his neck. And one more tap. A very steep angle, but with this proximity it's not too difficult. And superlative play from James Bime, really proving his captaincy. Now going round to the back to try and fish it out like the scrum half in rugby. This is Tomlinson. Tomlinson leaning out, pushing Andrade out of the way. Quick flick of the wrist, ball down onto the end of Charlton's stick. Now Charlton an opportunity to make a dent himself onto the scoreboard. He's already scored 2. Here's a lovely shot, plenty of angle. Still not enough distance to go through the goal. And here you have Andrade now. So they're now 10-4. They still haven't scored. They didn't score a single goal in the last chukker. This is Andrade now, just trying to accelerate, take it past Tomlinson. But here is coming back in defence, but clearing it the wrong way was James Bime, and this is Clubbin now. Clubbin in front of Bime, tries to come past Charlton, but Charlton wrong foots him, gets the ball. James Bime gives it to him, and it comes off the back of Wiederbro's hoof, and this is Clubbin now. Clubbin turning it himself, just to have the speed. So now, defending off Fernandez Llorente, drawing it back, still cool under pressure, and how much pressure have they been under? This South America team is Wiedebro. Wiedebro launches the ball down the field, and it's there. It's an opportunity for Clubbin, but he just isn't going to be able to get past Tomlinson. Tomlinson with a risky manoeuvre, but one that you can afford when you've got 10 goals on the scoreboard. This is Tomlinson now on a retrained racehorse. It's there, it's bouncing, he's got it. His team are moving up into place while he's zigzagging across the field. Tomlinson's taking it on his own. What a stunning run from him. He sees the goal, he's got to put in a pretty acute neck shot, and he doesn't even put in a neck shot at all. It's picked up by South America now, and South America reinstigate their own attack. There's a perfect pass up to Clubbin, but the long arms of Tomlinson are there, and he pushes it out towards the sides. Tomlinson clearing it for the time being. Another backhander there by Andrade. This is Fernandez Llorente. Fernandez Llorente misses the moment, and in comes James Bime. James Bime looks up and shoots, but this one doesn't have enough angle on it either. England just getting goal greedy now. Launches into hyperspace. Andrade, massive ball that comes down right. That wasn't Andrade, that was Wiedebro. This is Andrade. Andrade now on the near side, just trying to avoid the hook of Mark Tomlinson. Doesn't manage to do that. Luckily for him, Clubbin's there. Tomlinson again with a chance at clearance, decides to go forward with the clearance on the near side. Still with Tomlinson. Tomlinson rides over it. Here's an opportunity. Andrade on the ball, ready to make it 5. Again, just missing at the wrong moment. These South Americans, they haven't had enough of their mate, and this is air in front of goal. It's Fernandez Llorente, and still, finally, the hammer putting it through Goal number 5, 10-5. Andrade missed once, didn't miss the second time when it was sitting there on the goal line. Can they do five goals in the next 6 minutes or so? Even Fernandez Llorente right there in front of goal can't connect. And Andrade lifts his stick up. He says there's absolutely no way I'm going to miss this one. So many have been missed. Somehow the South American team have been discombobulated and really haven't managed to pull it out, to recognise the true talent that they all have. And it's got to be thanks to an incredible strategy and good captaincy by this man, James Bime, on the ball, hooked off it by Wiedebro. Wiedebro now winning the ride off is Bime. Bime gets out in front. Looks like the whistle might have gone.
The umpire stops the play. Tomlinson holding his hand up, Greg, saying, not sure about that umpire, but the umpire's decision is final, is it not?
Absolutely, for sure. And looks like Barney went in front of maybe.
So the umpire gives it to South America. It's being teed up right now by Wiedebro. Jaime Wiedebro, the Chilean 8-goaler. 10-5. We have England doubling South America's score as we now reach 3 minutes of play. This is the sixth chukker. That's the final chukker. 6-5, 3 minutes. That means they've got to score a goal every 30 seconds if they're going to pick up this trophy at the end of the day. This is Andrade. He could do it. South America, the spiritual home of Polo, right there in front of goal. Too much he put on it. Either he curved round his stick head or he hit a little bit too early, but he didn't make it through, and that probably was the last opportunity for them to equal the scoreline. If you saw that clock, it's really getting urgent now for South America. Bringing it from the back line. Luke Tomlinson, solid as the back. He played back for Salcaud. Simple plays, perfecting them every time, just releasing in plenty of time.
So, England, I'm going to get in trouble. I think I'm going to get, Max Charlton, you're fired.
Charlton now just keeping it away from Andrade. Andrade's got it now. Could this be the opportunity? Andrade is playing with it too much. We just sensed he was going to lose it. England don't mess about. No tapping of the ball, just clearing it away straight away, especially Luke Tomlinson. Luke Tomlinson comes in to salvage this situation. Wiedebro doesn't manage to do anything about it. So it's up to Andrade again. Andrade. The whistle has just gone as South America edging towards that England goal, but just not managing to make any impact on the England team at the moment.
The clock has gone. They're calling it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of the match.
And they've called the game, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end. It looks like the time elapsed. England have come out. They had double the score of their opponents, 10-5. They reached double figures. Max Charlton congratulating his opponents and should be congratulating himself on an absolutely stunning first debut. We got James Bimes turned his hat round. 10-6 it was. Apologies. 4-goal advantage, 4-goal lead that took them to the end of this sixth chukker. And what a stunning game it's been. South America definitely fought for it, but there were just too many missed opportunities and not enough capitalizing on open balls that put South America in the runners-up position. The England team now more than happy, congratulating the Brazilian, and what a great effort they put in. So what a result then, 10-6 to England as they head off jubilant, as they take away Royal Salute's first ever Coronation Cup, Max Charlton's first ever Coronation Cup, and veteran brothers, each between them notching up a decade's worth of Coronation Cups. Lukey now, I think, playing in his 14th. No, I think it'll be his 13th. His first one was in 2002, and Mark's first one was in 2004. Mark skipped out one on the way, and then the prize-giving rope's been put up for another successful Royal Salute Coronation Cup 2015.
to the presentation, we welcome His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, who is escorted and John Green Armitage. They come forward, ready to make the presentation. Person to come forward and come and bow.
The victorious England team applauding the umpires. Tim Bowen, the third man.
And umpire AJ Diaz-Alberdi.
See the Black Bears there, having received their trophy for the morning game. This is Peter Wright, one of the two umpires on the field. And Juan José Diaz-Alberdi, one of the most beloved Argentinians here in the English polo season.
Please for Hugo Lewis, the best young player of the year, to come forward and receive his
An award now for the best young player, Hugo Lewis, dressed up in a suit and tie, ready to receive a prize, having won both the Queen's Cup and the Gold Cup with King Power team, scoring a stunning last goal on the Gold Cup day, receiving the best young player.
Sponsoring the Donoso Trophy. The Donoso Trophy is in memory of Gabriel Donoso, who ago, and in his memory we present every year a trophy to the visiting. Could I please ask for Jaime Garcia Huidobro to come forward to receive the
The Donoso Trophy, the Gabriel Donoso, the famous Chilean 10-goal player, at the time the only non-Argentine to reach 10 goals, apart from the Grasidas from Mexico, awarded this trophy, and then sadly died of a neck injury that was sustained earlier on in his career, and then he had another fall, and unfortunately passed away. But an absolutely magnificent and a beautiful style of play from Gabriel Donoso, and Jaime Huidobro wins that. So here the first player is José Clubin, the Brazilian, receiving his prize from His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales.
The managing the South American team, Manuel Fernandez Llorente.
And now Manuel Fernandez Llorente coming up to receive the loser's prize, the runners-up prize from Prince Charles. And you can see the trophy there in the foreground. Magnificent piece of ornamental silverware.
And if I could ask for the number 3 now for the South American team,
Rodrigo Andrade, absolutely sensational player. Couldn't stem the English tide today, but really put in absolutely 120% against them today, but just couldn't make it count.
By no means least, at the number 4 position, and the captain of the South American team, Jaime Garcia Huidobro.
And this is Jaime Huidobro, the Chilean 8-goaler, having just won the Gabriel Donoso prize, comes up to collect the last runners-up prize.
Turn now to the English team, victorious today with that scoreline of 10-6. if I can ask for the number 1 and also the captain to come forward, James Byne.
James Byne, the number 1 and the captain. He's played 10 of these. He's lifted this trophy 6 times. This will be the 7th.
For so many years, receives his prize from both His Royal Highness and Mr. Jacques-Henri Bouvet of Royal Salute. Playing in the number 2 position, no stranger to the presentation area here at Smith's Lawn, Mark Tomlinson.
Mark Tomlinson, who also carried away some very nice field goals, himself having played with Prince Charles as well as his sons on many, many occasions.
And sadly the losing team for England, and today he'll be very happy to be in the winners' enclosure. Playing at number 3, the first time that he's been here on Coronation Cup Day.
And this is Max Charlton's first ever Coronation Cup, 25 years old. Just a little bit of a bow there for Prince Charles. Congratulations from him, picking up his trophy.
And he receives his trophy from His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales.
And what an impact he's had on the English scene.
And last but by no means least, a very big hand of applause please for the former.
And here he is, the giant of the English scene. It's Luke Tomlinson. Such a solid player. Brazil, Chile and Argentina combined, really unable to push past this man at the back.
There it is, and if I could ask now for the victorious captain of the England team, the one and only.
And here is the trophy to be received by the England team. It's not light by any accounts. Prince Charles is no shrinking violet. Here he is presenting it to the captain, James Byme. And 2015, the Royal Salute Coronation Cup lifted by James Byme and showed to both sides of the spectators.
Winners and losers as James Byme returns to the fold. Well, we do have a Garrard most valuable player, and as Polo comes forward from Garrard, we now come to one prize that many people will aspire to win and very few get. The most valuable player is the person who contributed most to today's game off their handicap, not necessarily the best, but the one who contributed most.
Most valuable player for the player that contributed the most.
Sponsored by Garrard, goes to Max Charlton.
This year, Max Charlton wins MVP. Having absolutely decimated the opposition today with his long passes as well as his very aggressive marking.
Happy man today, his first day for the Coronation Cup, and he's also the most valuable player. Well, besides the most valuable player, we also spent a lot of time this afternoon talking about the best playing pony, and as I now can announce the best playing pony that is
And now we have the best playing pony.
already resplendent in the Gaucho rug, and which Mr. Zeev Boddick of Gaucho has very kindly presented. Can I ask you please, as Girolamo Figate reads forward, Silver Lining.
This is Silver Lining, played by Rodrigo Andrade, and he played it in the 6th chukker. It's provided by Harold Link for Rodrigo. Lovely grey from the USA. And it was played by James Byme in the Westchester Cup in 2013, the Westchester Cup being England versus USA. So it's played by against its country of origin. Silver Lining, 11 years old. Lovely mare played by Rodrigo Andrade and lent by Harold Link from Thai Polo.
And of course, without a pony, you are nothing on a polo field. A very beautiful mare, brought over from America, 11 years old. You can see she's still full of life. She'd like to play another match. She's very interested by the Royal Box. Perhaps she wants to join the Royal Box herself. I've rarely seen a horse in such fine spirits after a 27-goal match. So it's wonderful to see Silver Lining really showing her mettle. Please, can you show your hand with a little ripple of applause for Silver Lining as she leaves the presentation area.
And that was Silver Lining, so the MVP, Max Charlton, the best playing pony, Silver Lining of Rodrigo Andrade's, provided by Harold Link. And now the final photo opportunity with His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, the Duke of Cornwall, Prince Charles, the chairman of the HPA, Brigadier John Wright, the South America team with heads slightly bowed, and a jubilant, victorious England team.
As you heard, we're very grateful to Miss Lorenza Cavalli for sponsoring the Donoso Trophy, Polo of Garrard for the most valuable player, and Mr. Z. Boddick for the best playing pony from Gaucho. And that is not forgetting last, but by very means not least, Royal Salute and Mr. Jacques-Henri Privet, the marketing manager of Royal Salute, who have so very generously sponsored the Coronation Cup here in 2015. Band of the Yorkshire Volunteers on either side of the Royal Salute statues, or rather logos, and the Coronation Cup, first played for in 1911, played again in 1953, resurrected in 1972 down at Cowdrey, and then came to its home here at Smith's Lawn in the mid-1970s. We're very grateful to Royal Salute for their sponsorship. Brigadier John Wright of the Hurlingham Polo Association, His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, and Mr. Jacques-Henri Privet of Royal Salute. Max, Luke, Mark and James, the victorious English team, many congratulations. We now have the photo call of this morning's game. We have Tempest on the left, we have Black Bears on the right. Black Bears ran out the winners over Tempest in a very hard-fought battle. Extremely good game of polo. Black Bears won 10 goals to 8. A few words from His Royal Highness Guy Schwarzenbach of Black Bears, the winning captain. Simon Kite next to